The security guard's hand clamps around Naomi's wrist, and the entire luxury hotel lobby goes silent. "This ring," he says in accented English, his face pale. "Where did you get this ring?" Naomi tries to pull away, heart hammering. The antique silver band on her finger, the one she found in the hotel's lost, and found 3 days ago when no one claimed it, suddenly feels like it weighs 1,000 pounds. "I was going to turn it in. Don't move." The guard's reaching for his radio when a voice cuts through the air like a blade. "Let her go." The lobby's temperature drops 10 degrees. Naomi turns and sees him. Tall, sharp-featured, devastatingly handsome in a black suit that probably costs more than her entire year's salary. Korean, maybe 30, with eyes so dark they could swallow light. Every person in the lobby has stopped moving, frozen like prey animals sensing a predator. The security guard releases her immediately, bowing so low his forehead nearly touches his knees. Rapid Korean follows, apologies, explanations, terror. The man's gaze shifts to Naomi, to her hand, to his ring on her finger. Something dangerous flickers across his perfect features. "Come with me," he says. Not a request. 72 hours earlier, the kitchen grease burns Naomi's forearm, but she doesn't have time to care. Breakfast service at the Paradise Grand Hotel starts in 20 minutes, and she's the only prep cook who showed up on time. Again, "Naomi." Chef Park's voice booms. "Those eggs won't dice themselves." She moves faster, her hands automatic after 2 years of this routine. Wake at 4 a.m. in her shared apartment in Itaewon. Subway to Gangnam. 12-hour shift in the hotel's basement kitchen, serving food to people who don't know she exists. She came to Seoul on a culinary scholarship, dreaming of opening her own restaurant. That was before her mother got sick back in Chicago. Before every paycheck started going to medical bills and her younger sister's college tuition. Before the scholarship ended and she was just another underpaid worker trying to survive in a city that treats her like she's invisible. The morning rushes past in a blur of heat and noise. By noon, Naomi's exhausted, her chef's white stained, her hair escaping its bun. She's taking the trash to the loading dock when she passes the hotel's lost and found office. The door's propped open. The attendant's gone to lunch. And there, sitting on the counter in a clear plastic bag marked, unclaimed, 60 days, is the ring. It's beautiful. Antique silver with an intricate pattern she's never seen before. Almost like dragon scales, if she looks closely enough. The tag says it was found in the penthouse suite 2 months ago. No one's claimed it. Naomi knows she should walk away, but something about it calls to her. Maybe it's the craftsmanship. Maybe it's the loneliness of something precious being abandoned. She picks it up, slides it onto her right ring finger. Perfect fit. Just for a minute, she whispers to herself. Just to see how it feels to wear something valuable. She means to put it back. She really does. But Chef Park's yelling for her, and she forgets it's there until she's home that night, staring at her reflection in the bathroom mirror. She should return it tomorrow. Instead, she wears it for 3 days. Now the man who owns the ring leads Naomi through the hotel like he owns it, which, based on how everyone scrambles out of his way, he probably does. They take a private elevator to the top floor, the penthouse suite. The doors open onto luxury that makes Naomi's breath catch. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Seoul. Furniture that belongs in a museum. Space that echoes. Sit. He gestures to a white leather sofa. Naomi sits, spine straight, trying not to show fear. "I wasn't stealing it. I was going to. You've been wearing my grandmother's ring for 3 days." His voice is quiet, conversational, terrifying. "Security footage shows you found it and lost and found. You put it on. You left. I'm sorry. I'll give it back right now." She starts to pull it off, but his hand shoots out, stopping her. His fingers against hers are warm. Electric. "Don't." He's staring at the ring like it's a ghost. "My grandmother died 6 months ago. I stayed in that suite the night before her funeral. I was drunk, grieving. I left the ring behind by accident." His jaw tightens. Security was supposed to store it in the hotel safe. Instead, they put it in lost and found like common trash. "I'm so sorry for your loss," Naomi says softly. And she means it. She knows what it's like to lose someone who matters. His eyes meet hers, really look at her for the first time. Something shifts in his expression. "What's your name?" "Naomi Clark. I work in the kitchen. I wasn't trying to. I know who you are." He pulls out his phone, scrolls through something. Naomi Clark, 29, prep cook, came to Seoul on a culinary scholarship, sends 70% of her income to family in America. You work double shifts. You've never been late. You leave the kitchen cleaner than you found it. Her stomach drops. How do you? I own this hotel. I know everything about everyone who works here. He pockets the phone. My name is Kang Jin-woo. My family owns the Paradise chain, among other things. The way he says other things makes Naomi's skin prickle. You can have the ring back, she says. I never meant to keep it. I don't want it back. He sits across from her, his posture relaxed but his eyes intense. My grandmother believed that ring chooses its wearer. She said it has. Let's call it sentimental value. The fact that it fits you perfectly is interesting. Coincidence? I don't believe in coincidence. He leans forward. I believe in fate. An opportunity. Which brings me to a proposition. Naomi's heart pounds. What kind of proposition? The kind where you keep wearing that ring. Publicly. As my fiancée. The world tilts. You're insane, she breathes. Practical. His smile doesn't reach his eyes. My family is traditional. They've been pressuring me to marry for years. They want to see me settled before they'll approve certain business transitions. You need money. Your mother's medical bills alone are crushing you. I need a convincing relationship. You need financial security. I'm not a prostitute. I'm not propositioning sex. I'm offering a contract. He pulls out a folder from somewhere, slides it across the glass table. 6 months. You attend events with me. Meet my family. Play the devoted fiancé. In return, all your debts are cleared, plus compensation of 100 million won. Naomi's head spins. That's enough to cover her mother's treatment. Her sister's tuition. Enough to start over. Why me? Because you're honest. His voice softens, almost imperceptibly. You wore a ring worth more than your yearly salary, and your first instinct was to apologize and return it. Do you know how rare that is in my world? She should say no. Should run from this beautiful, dangerous man and his insane offer. Instead, she opens the folder. The number at the bottom makes her dizzy. If I say yes, she whispers, I want complete honesty. No games. No lies. Something dark flashes in Jin-woo's eyes. Agreed, he says. He's already lying. The engagement announcement hits Seoul's social media like a bomb. Kang Jin-woo, heir to the Paradise Empire, one of Korea's most eligible bachelors, rumored to have connections to underground networks that make politicians nervous, is engaged to a black woman no one's heard of. A hotel kitchen worker. The comments section explodes with speculation, racism, disbelief. Naomi reads them on the new phone that appeared in her apartment the morning after she signed the contract. Along with a new wardrobe, a hairstylist business card, and a sleek black credit card with no limit. Don't read those. Jin-woo's voice comes from her apartment doorway. He started appearing unannounced, always impeccably dressed, always watching her with those unreadable eyes. How did you get in? I own the building. He steps inside, and her tiny studio shrinks around his presence. The stylist will be here in an hour. We have dinner with my mother tonight. You could have called. I wanted to see how you're settling in. His gaze sweeps the apartment. The books stacked everywhere, the framed photo of her family, the half-empty cup of coffee on the counter. You didn't use the credit card. I don't need anything. You need appropriate clothes for tonight. My mother will judge everything. Is she going to hate me? Naomi asks quietly. Jin-woo's expression flickers. She's going to pretend to be polite while mentally cataloging everything she considers wrong about you. My father will be silent. My younger sister will either love you or destroy you. I genuinely can't predict which. Comforting. I don't deal in comfort. I deal in truth. He moves closer, close enough that she can smell his cologne, something expensive and cedar dark. You asked for honesty. Here it is. My family's business isn't just hotels. We have investments in shipping, real estate, and enterprises that operate in legal gray areas. My mother wants me married to strengthen alliances. You're going to be scrutinized because you're not Korean, not wealthy, not connected. So why not choose someone who is? Because they would expect real power, real access to family business. You expect a paycheck in honesty. His jaw tightens. That makes you safe. The word stings. Safe. I didn't mean. He stops, runs a hand through his hair, the first uncertain gesture she's seen from him. You're not what I expected. What did you expect? Someone who'd take the money and ask no questions. Someone who wouldn't look at me like you do. How do I look at you? Like you're trying to figure out if I'm a good person. His voice drops. I'm not. But I'll keep my word to you. The stylist arrives before Naomi can respond. The next 3 hours are a whirlwind of tailoring, makeup, hair. When she finally sees herself in the mirror, she barely recognizes the elegant woman staring back. The dress is midnight blue, understated but clearly expensive. Her natural hair is styled in soft curls. The ring, Jin-woo's grandmother's ring, catches the light on her finger. Jin-woo's reaction when he sees her is almost imperceptible. Just a slight widening of his eyes, a catch in his breath. You look perfect, he says. Then adds, quieter. You looked perfect before, too. The dinner is at a private restaurant that doesn't have a sign. Jin-woo's family waits in a traditional room. His mother, cold and beautiful in a hanbok. His father, silent and assessing. His sister Yuna, 23 and sharp-eyed. So you're the kitchen girl, Yuna says in perfect English, smiling. I'm a prep cook, Naomi corrects gently. I trained in culinary arts. How lovely. A hobby. Jin-woo's hand finds Naomi's under the table. A warning or comfort? She can't tell. His mother speaks in Korean. Jin-woo responds in the same language, his tone respectful but firm. The conversation continues for several minutes, Naomi understanding nothing except the occasional glance sent her direction. Finally, Jin-woo's mother switches to English. My son tells me you make him happy. Is this true? It's a trap. Naomi can feel it. I make him laugh, she says carefully. Whether that's the same as happiness, you'd have to ask him. Something almost like approval flickers in the older woman's eyes. You're honest. That's rare in people who want something from this family. I don't want anything from your family. I want to honor a commitment I made. To marry my son for money. To be his partner for 6 months, as we agreed. After that, we'll see. Jin-woo's hand tightens on hers. Yuna laughs, bright and genuine. I like her, Appa. She's not afraid of Amma. The rest of dinner is less hostile, but no less tense. Naomi navigates questions about her background, her intentions, her family. She's honest about her mother's illness, her sister's education, her own struggles. She doesn't pretend to be anything she's not. When they finally leave, Jin-woo is quiet in the car. You surprised them, he says finally. Good surprise or bad? My mother expected you to be intimidated. You weren't. My father expected you to be gold-digging. You were transparent about the arrangement. Yuna expected you to be boring. He almost smiles. You definitely weren't. What did you expect? He looks at her then, really looks at her, and something vulnerable crosses his face. I expected to feel nothing. This was supposed to be a business transaction. But watching you tonight, seeing you hold your own against my mother, hearing you talk about your family. He stops. I'm not supposed to care whether you're happy in this arrangement. But I do. Jin-woo, don't. Don't make this complicated. He looks away. 6 months. That's what we agreed. But his hand stays in hers the entire ride home. The attack comes 2 weeks later. Naomi's leaving the hotel after visiting the kitchen. She still goes back sometimes, missing the familiar routine. When the van pulls up, 3 men, coordinated, professional. One grabs her arm. She fights. Her keys slash across one man's face. Her elbow connects with another's ribs. But they're trained, and she's outnumbered. They're dragging her toward the van when Jin-woo's security team appears like shadows materializing. The fight is brief and brutal. By the time Jin-woo himself arrives, his men have the would-be kidnappers restrained. Jin-woo goes to Naomi first. His hands frame her face, checking for injuries, his usual composure shattered. Are you hurt? I'm okay. Jin-woo, I'm okay. Only then does he turn to the captured man. His voice, when he speaks in Korean, is absolutely glacial. The men's faces go white. Later, at the penthouse, Jin-woo paces like a caged predator. This was Song Min-ho. A rival. He found out about you, decided you were a weakness. So what happens now? Now I make it clear that touching you has consequences. He stops pacing, faces her. But first, you need to decide if you want to stay. This isn't the last time someone will try to use you against me. If you want out, I'll honor it. Money's already transferred. You'll be protected. Naomi crosses her arms. Do you want me to leave? I want you safe. That's not what I asked. No. The word burst from him. I don't want you to leave. These last 2 weeks, coming home to you reading on the couch, hearing about your day, watching you navigate my world with grace, He stops. This was supposed to be fake. It doesn't feel fake anymore. For me either, Naomi admits. He closes the distance between them in 2 strides. I'm falling for you. That's dangerous for both of us. Then teach me to be less of a target. Train me. Let me be your partner for real. If you stay, everything changes. I'm not going anywhere. He kisses her then, desperate and tender, like she's precious, like she's his. The next morning, Jin-woo calls a meeting. The conference room holds 30 of Seoul's most dangerous men, and Naomi sits at Jin-woo's right hand. She's wearing a black suit he had tailored for her hair pulled back, the ring visible on her finger. Every eye in the room tracks her with calculation or contempt. She keeps her spine straight, her expression neutral, the way Jin-woo taught her. Some of you question my engagement. Jin-woo begins, speaking Korean first, then English. You see my fiancée as foreign, as weakness. Yesterday, Song Min-ho attempted to kidnap her. Let me clarify the consequences. He nods to his assistant, who projects financial records onto the screen. Evidence of Song's illegal operations, smuggling routes, bribed officials, falsified documents. Everything needed to destroy him. This goes to the authorities unless Song leaves Korea within 12 hours. Jin-woo continues, his voice conversational and absolutely lethal. He touched what's mine. There are no second chances. A older man, Jin-woo told Naomi, he runs the shipping union, speaks in Korean. Jin-woo's response is swift and cutting. The room erupts in tense negotiation. Through it all, Naomi sits quietly, watching Jin-woo command the room. This is who he really is, not the polite hotel heir, but something far more dangerous. And somehow, impossibly, she's falling harder. The meeting ends with Song's exile confirmed. As the room empties, several men approach Naomi, offering careful, respectful greetings. Acknowledging her position, Jin-woo's sister Yuna corners them by the elevator. That was quite a show, Appa. She switches to English, grinning at Naomi. You didn't even flinch. I thought you'd be terrified. I trust him, Naomi says simply. Even knowing what he is. Especially knowing what he is. Naomi meets Jin-woo's eyes. He's been honest with me. That matters more than anything. Yuna's smile softens. Welcome to the family. For real this time. That night, on the penthouse balcony, Naomi leans against Jin-woo's chest as they watch Seoul's light sparkle. Your mother called, she says. She wants to have lunch. Just us. That's unexpected. What did you say? I said yes. Should I be worried? Probably. He kisses her temple. But you'll win her over. You won everyone else. Not everyone. Half that room still hates me. They respect you. That's more valuable. His arms tighten around her. I need to tell you something. About the contract. Naomi's heart clenches. What about it? I want to avoid it. Not because I want you to leave, he turns her to face him. Because I want this to be real. No expiration date. No transaction. Just us, choosing each other. Jin-woo, I love you. The words sound torn from him, raw and honest. I didn't plan on it. Didn't want it. You were supposed to be a convenient solution. Instead, you became essential. You make me laugh. You challenge me. You see the worst parts of my world and don't run. You're brave and kind and real, and I want forever with you, not 6 months. Naomi's eyes burn. I love you too. I think I started falling that first day, when you looked at your grandmother's ring like it was sacred. When you offered me honesty even though you were lying. I'm not lying now. He pulls out a different ring, platinum, with a single perfect diamond. This belonged to my grandmother too. She wore it for 60 years. Marry me for real, Naomi. Be my partner in everything. Yes. She's laughing and crying at once. Yes to the marriage. Yes to the partnership. Yes to all of it. He slides the engagement ring onto her finger, next to the silver band she never took off. You know what you're choosing? This life isn't easy. There will always be danger. I know exactly what I'm choosing. She cups his face. I'm choosing you. The real you. The dangerous parts and the soft parts, and everything in between. They marry 4 months later in a private ceremony. Naomi's mother and sister fly in from Chicago, tears streaming as they watch her marry this unexpected man. Jin-woo's family attends, his mother's approval. Grudging but genuine. Yuna serves as maid of honor, declaring the wedding the most dramatic love story she's ever witnessed. Naomi wears a custom gown that blends Korean and American traditions. Jin-woo can't stop staring at her. You were supposed to be temporary, he whispers during their first dance. Plans change. Best change I ever made. A year later, Naomi opens her restaurant. A small, elegant place in Itaewon that serves fusion cuisine and employs immigrant workers at fair wages. Jin-woo's legitimate business is funded, but everyone knows it succeeds because of Naomi's talent and vision. She still wears both rings, the silver band and the diamond. Reminders of how they started and where they ended up. Jin-woo still runs his empire, the legal and the less legal parts. But he comes home every night to Naomi, to her laughter, her questions, her absolute refusal to let him hide behind walls. You civilized me, he tells her one evening, watching her test recipes in their penthouse kitchen. I just loved you until you felt safe being soft, she corrects, kissing him. Same thing. Their story becomes legend in Seoul's complex social hierarchy. The kitchen worker who accidentally wore a ring that changed her life, and the dangerous man who fell for the woman brave enough to keep it. The contract that became a real marriage. The business arrangement that turned into soul-deep love. 3 years after that first meeting, Naomi's mother visits for a month. Over dinner, she takes Jin-woo's hand and thanks him for loving her daughter so completely. She saved me first, Jin-woo says quietly. I was going through motions, building empire with no purpose. Naomi gave me something worth protecting beyond power. He's dramatic, Naomi stage whispers to her mother. He's honest, her mother counters, smiling. That's what matters. Late that night, after everyone's asleep, Naomi finds Jin-woo on the balcony, staring at Seoul's endless lights. What are you thinking? She asks, wrapping her arms around him from behind. That I found you by accident. That you wore my grandmother's ring without knowing what it meant. That you could have run a dozen times, but you stayed. He turns, pulling her close. That I'm the luckiest man in Seoul. Not luck. Choice. We chose this. Every day, he agrees. And they do. Through business challenges and family complications, through the dangers of Jin-woo's world and the joys of building their life together, they choose each other. The contract that brought them together sits framed in Jin-woo's office, a reminder that sometimes the most real love stories start with the most fake beginnings. Naomi learned that wearing the wrong ring can lead you to the right person. Jin-woo learned that the most dangerous thing isn't loving someone, it's living without them. And together, they learned that family isn't about blood or background or fitting into expectations. It's about finding someone who sees all of you, the broken parts, the dangerous parts, the beautiful parts, and loves you anyway. That's where their story doesn't end, but transforms into years of partnership, devotion, challenge, and the kind of love that rewrites all the rules. The kitchen worker and the crime boss. The accidental engagement that became an eternal promise. Seoul never saw it coming. Neither did they, but the ring knew all along.